What's up, guys? I'm JJ.
I'm Javier.
And this is PM Football. We have made it to the conference championship week of college football.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We've gone through an entire regular season of college football now, and now it's time to crown some champions.
Yeah. Starting things off with probably the weakest conference in all of college football.
Yeah.
It is Duke, unranked Duke,
Yeah.
taking on number 17, UVA. That game will be held in Charlotte, I believe, at the Panther Stadium.
Yeah.
Kind of a home game for Duke. Who do you think is going to win the ACC?
Can I first say, I think there's a strong argument that no ACC team should go to the playoffs. You have an unranked team, and the team that's the higher seed is even a top 15 team in the nation.
Yeah.
This is a P4 championship game, and the highest ranked school is at 17. But one of them's going to win. One of them's going to end up going to the playoffs. And I think that team will beat UVA. I'm not confident when I say that. I do see a scenario where Duke wins this game. I just think UVA is the better team and has hit their strides more than Duke has.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to go with UVA.
So, if you were to tell me before the season started that Duke and UVA were the two teams that were in the ACC championship, I would have told you, did Cade Klubnik die and did Carson Beck
something
die?
very bad
Like
happened.
something,
Even if it wasn't them, like a Louisville or SMU, like those will have been made more sense to me personally than these two teams.
but preseason, Clemson was a top 5 team.
Yes.
So, it like, just looking at it from like Clemson's perspective, it's like, did something bad happen to them? Did Dabo leave midseason? Did he go to the NFL? Like, it's just such a bad division, and the fact that Miami still couldn't make it is crazy to me.
Yeah.
They had some really bad losses as well, but when it comes down to these two teams, UVA might be the most inconsistent good team of this year.
That's a good way to put it.
They have had some really big wins, but they've also had some really bad losses.
Yeah.
Duke kind of has been what they've been the whole year. They've been consistent. They've been in all the games that they've played. I'm taking Duke. Okay. And it's going to be such a weird thing because an unranked team currently is probably going to make the college football playoff.
Yeah.
And you started it off with saying there's a strong case no team from the ACC should be in the playoff.
Yes.
If Duke wins this game, and I am picking them to win this game, I think that argument is even stronger. Because Duke should not be in there. They're going to lose by 40 to basically any team that loses
At
in the
that
championship.
point, do you think if you're the college football committee, I would say it's too late to do anything about this year. Sorry. But next year, do you make some rules, set aside some rules saying, look, the format is if you win your conference, you get an automatic bid. However, if we feel you are not worthy of that, we will take you out.
So there actually is a scenario where if Duke were to win, and I mean JMU is ranked right now, right? They are 25th, and I think North Texas is ranked. Mm-hmm. If both of them win and Duke wins, I think there is a scenario where they put both of those teams in and leave Duke out.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I don't fully understand it and whatnot.
It's the top 4 division or conference winners.
So that's regardless if they are G5 or P4.
Does not matter. The top 4 conference winners get in, and then there's an at-large bid.
Okay.
So Duke could potentially win it and be an at-large.
Yeah.
Because that's what JMU or North Texas is going to be.
Yeah.
Is if UVA, let's say UVA does win, all the other teams that are supposed to win. Those 4 get in.
Yeah.
And then JMU or North Texas would be that 5th team.
Yeah.
But let's say Duke does win.
Yeah. JMU sees either
JMU and North Texas as the better team.
Or Tulane are better than Duke, then they would
get in, and Duke wouldn't get in.
Sense. Yeah. All right then.
And I think that's a real.
There's a scenario.
I think if Duke wins this game And the only way, all right, this is just my thought process behind it. If Duke wins this game in a blowout fashion, I think they get in. If this game comes down to the wire and it is a close game and neither team looks very good, and then JMU and North Texas blow out their teams that they play in the conference championship games, I think there's a real scenario both those teams get in over Duke.
Like, can you imagine going to the fourth quarter of the ACC championship game? It's like 3-3. Like, I don't see any scenario at that point you allow these teams to get in.
And then on top of that, as an ACC team, get me out of that conference.
Yes. I remember that was a huge argument. I know we do this every week.
It's ACC. The other ones are
I remember
more specific.
The Florida State year where it was still 4 teams and I'm forgetting his name, Travis.
Jordan Travis.
Jordan Travis got hurt and all this stuff. There's a lot of talks of Florida State looking to leave the ACC.
Yeah, and Texas got in because...
And there was a lot of good arguments with all of that. And I can't blame an ACC team, a better, more money ACC team,
Miami,
for one in Miami. I wouldn't blame a Louisville, a Clemson. You could probably throw another team there, a team or two, but I wouldn't blame those teams to looking for other options to go to a different conference.
Especially with how it's played out this year.
It's awful. It's really bad, man.
But the bad thing is like those teams that we're talking about, Miami, a Florida State, a Clemson, they couldn't even make it to the championship game. Yeah. So that, to me, is telling us those teams weren't even that good to
that's a
begin
very
with.
good point. We were bashing Duke and UVA, but guess what? At the end of the day, they got in.
Yeah.
Y'all did not. Yeah. So, but regardless, it's a bad conference.
Hopefully the Duke and UVA fans that have clicked off the video by now because we're bashing them got to this part, and at least we're giving them some credit for making it.
Yes. Not only that, like, at the end of the day, yes, we're bashing these teams, but I'm still hoping for a good game. Yeah. I'm still hoping for a very fun and exciting game. I see a scenario where either of these teams can win it, but I'm going to stick with UVA, and you're sticking with Duke.
Darian Mensah.
Yeah. Who hasn't been bad.
No.
Has not been bad.
Moving on to the Big Ten, It is number 2, the complete opposite of the game we just talked about.
Yes.
The top 2 teams in the country. It's number 2, Indiana, taking on Ohio State in Indianapolis at the Colt Stadium. Who do you got in this one?
I would like to first say it's a crime that College Game Day is going to Georgia, Alabama rather than this game. It makes zero sense to me. Why? Just because it's the SEC? Like it makes no sense.
That is why.
That's literally the only reason.
I know.
It shouldn't be that way.
And it's Georgia Bama, and everybody loves Georgia Bama.
Don't get me wrong, Georgia Bama, amazing game. It's gonna be an amazing atmosphere, awesome game. I'm not putting it over this one.
No.
Indiana, Ohio State, that is my game of the week. Give me Ohio State. And I don't say that confidently, and it's nothing because of Ohio State. It's because I have such high praise for Indiana.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know why I keep coughing. I think this is going to be such a good game. Ohio State has looked like the best team from top to bottom the entire year. That defense is playing out of their mind. I would not be surprised if Matt Patricia gets an offer or two in the next coming weeks. I don't know if it's too late for that.
That's the Penn State spot right there. Why have we not talked about that at all?
I mean,
he probably didn't even want it.
Yes, it didn't work out in Detroit for him, but it's almost like a different sport between the NFL and college football.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm Penn State, I'd be interested. I'd at least kick the tires on it.
Yeah.
With Matt Patricia. But regardless, insane defense. All around, to me, the best team in the country. Indiana, deservedly a very close second. I think Ohio State just edges out in this game here.
These have been the 2 best teams in the country all year.
Yes.
There really hasn't been much question about whether or not these are the best 2 teams. The SEC is obviously loaded.
Yeah.
But these 2 are just sticking out from the rest of the pack.
They are the clear top 2.
Both have outstanding defenses and outstanding offenses. There was a lot of question marks going into the season with Ohio State about how Julian Sayin would look in his first year as a starter, and he's blown those expectations away.
He's a Heisman candidate, in my opinion.
Has been amazing. Fernando Mendoza is being talked about as being the top quarterback prospect in this upcoming draft.
Yeah. 2
very high-powered teams. This right here might be the best game that happens in the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Because I don't see, unless they match up against it in the national championship against each other, these two teams are the best two teams through the whole country. And I'm with you. I'm taking Ohio State. I really, really, really like what Indiana does and is about and the culture that they have there. But when it really comes down to it, both teams are very well coached. I think Ohio State has that slight advantage of just having a better roster in general. With Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, the run game finally picking things up with Bo Jackson, Arvell Reese on the defensive side, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, all three guys that are probably going to go in the top 20 of the NFL draft.
I know you said this last week, but I think in 5 years or so, we're going to look back on this Ohio State defense and just be like, I can't believe all these guys were on the same team.
Yeah.
Like,
Caleb Downs is legitimately safety. For those of you that just watch college football and don't really care about the NFL, the safety position in the NFL draft is viewed as a position that is just not very highly touted because they feel like they can be filled in later rounds and that there's not very much differential between a really good safety and a middle of the pack safety. Caleb Downs can legitimately change your defense as a safety. Look at a Kyle Hamilton in the NFL with the Ravens. I think Caleb Downs is better.
I mean, as of now, I mean, yeah, like it just the way everyone's projecting him to be and how he's looked, not just this year, but throughout his entire college career. There is an argument that Caleb Downs might be the best safety prospect in the history of
He might walk
the
into
NFL.
the NFL as a top 3 safety.
I mean, we'll see. That's a lot of expectations. I'm not going to say yes or no to that necessarily. There's a lot of things that have to happen for that to happen. But I mean, he's on track to be the highest touted safety in like draft history.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm really excited to see how this game goes. Like I said, this may be the best game that we have for the rest of the year. This game should come down to the wire. It's going to come down to whether or not Ohio State's defense is going to be able to hold that high-powered offense of Indiana with the run game that Cignetti loves to develop and use throughout the game, and then Mendoza's passing ability. It's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah. Just a quick question, just a hypothetical. Let's say either of these teams blow out the other one. It's like a 30-point game. What happens at that point to the other team? Obviously, they'll still be in the playoff. I'm not saying they don't get out of the playoffs, but at that point, I think you have to view both those teams completely differently if one completely blows out the other.
I would be shocked if that were the outcome.
Yes,
I'll say that first.
Same.
But if it were to happen, like you said, they're both making it regardless.
They're making it regardless.
If the team loses 77-0, I think the other team still gets in. Yeah, it's going to have to be looked at differently, I would say. I would be more so willing to say that if it were to happen, it would be Indiana, just because of Ohio State's offensive firepower matched with that defense.
They just don't have.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah,
It's
I don't
crazy,
see anybody else winning the national championship this year
point.
other than them,
At this
unless Indiana just can figure them out. And hey, Cignetti's been able to show that he can do that against a lot of people.
Yeah.
He did it to Oregon. He did it to a lot of people in these past
And
couple
I
years.
believe-
He toe-to-toe last year when they were the first year Indiana that everybody was like, they were the Cinderella team.
Yeah.
Who did they lose to in that first round last year? They lost to Notre Dame,
Yeah.
who then went on to the national
Their only
championship.
two losses last year were to the national champions
And the guy that was in
and the
national-
runners-up
Yeah.
to the national championship.
And guess what?
So,
This year, they haven't even lost a
0.
game.
Yeah, as of now.
So,
yeah.
in the past 2 years, Indiana has lost
It's
to the
so
national
crazy,
champion
man.
and the runner-up in the national
It's
championship.
so crazy because Cignetti didn't take over a Penn State
No.
or an LSU or an
He
Alabama.
built that
He
team.
took over Indiana, which no disrespect to Indiana.
We're
but Indiana
struggling to be a
fans-
500 team.
Indiana fans, true Indiana fans know, at least Indiana football,
Yeah.
you guys weren't anything crazy.
You would be happy to go to a bowl game every
Yeah,
year.
a 7-8 win Indiana team, that's a
a
solid
good
year.
year.
That's a really solid year right there.
Now you
now
are
completely different.
It's incredible the job.
And it's the amount of time he's done it in.
Yeah.
That's what blows my mind the most.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he's gotten to these levels, it's how fast he's gotten them there.
Yeah, and I mean, I know he gets all this, I wouldn't say bad talk, but people look at him a little bit sideways because he's always so aggressive in how he talks.
Yeah.
Like in his opening press conference, it was like, Google me. But
same
at
time,
this
it's
point, like,
dude,
Google him.
Yeah.
Like, he is.
What hasn't
What did
he
I just
done?
say? He's lost 2 games in 2 years into the national champion and the runner-up.
yeah. At
Like-
Indiana. You're not
Yeah.
doing this at LSU or in Alabama or at Penn State. You're doing this at Indiana.
It's
crazy.
I love what Signetti does.
Yeah.
Would I be surprised if they won this game?
No.
Not at all.
No, man.
I just think
I
right
don't
now
doubt that,
Ohio
man.
State is the super team at this point.
I think they're the best team we've seen the last couple of years,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and again, if they lose this game, it's more than likely Indiana only loss on the season is going to be to the national champion.
Yeah, because I honestly, let's say hypothetically, Indiana loses this game. I
can
don't
see-
see them losing another game
No.
until they run into Ohio State again, wherever that may be
Yep.
in the playoffs.
Big
Yeah.
Ten is stacked.
Yeah.
And don't look out for or be on the lookout for Oregon in the playoff. They're going to be a tough team.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Anybody else I'm missing at this moment?
I'm trying to think of the playoff.
Michigan's
picture.
not getting in.
No, probably most likely not. No.
I
Are
mean,
we talking about Big Ten teams or just
Yeah,
playoff in
the
general?
Big Ten.
Big Ten teams. I think it just might be those three. Mistake.
but those
correct me
three,
if I'm wrong.
those 3 Big Ten
Heavy
teams
hitter- heavy
are going to
hitters.
be tough outs.
I mean, it's crazy. You have 3 teams in the top 5 for the Big Ten, so those top 3 are very heavy hitters.
So unfortunately, and fortunately for some fans, for Ohio State fans, we're both taking Ohio State in this game.
Yeah.
I would like to see Indiana win this game, though.
Yes, just because I love the story. I
Yeah.
really do love the story.
The Big 12 championship. Number 11, BYU. At number 4, Texas Tech. This game is being held in Dallas, the Cowboys Stadium down in Jerry's World.
Yeah.
This should be a fun one.
I'm very excited for this game. Two very talented teams. I'm going to go with Texas Tech, though, one of the best run offenses in the entire country. I think, to me, they've been the more complete team. They have a very stout defense, so give me Texas Tech.
I'm also taking Texas Tech as well. BYU has struggled against teams that have good defenses. BYU wants to be able to run the ball. They have a very run-style quarterback. He wears number 47 for the people.
Dog.
That tells you
He's a dog.
right away, like, yeah, this dude's going to try to – he's like a Taysom Hill.
He's
And
gonna run
look,
through you.
look where
Yeah.
the school he's at.
Yeah.
It's BYU. Same type of thing. Bear Bachmeier trying to run down your throat. But number 4, Texas Tech, like you said, has been one of the most high-powered offenses in the league this year. They're Texas Tech, number 4 in the country.
Yeah.
Like, they can put up points.
I mean, last time they've been this high, they've had, like, Crabtree probably on the team. So,
And then defensively, like you mentioned, they have David Bailey, who's probably going to be a top
Dog.
15 pick.
dog.
I think he's either first or second in the league in sacks this year. Great team. I'm not discrediting BYU. I just
No.
think kind of similarly to how we were talking about Ohio State, Indiana.
Yeah.
Texas Tech is just the better overall team, and I think they should win this
I
game.
won't be surprised if BYU wins this, though.
I'd be a little surprised.
I wouldn't. I think they're a very talented team, but I'm taking Texas Tech here.
And then the final game that we are going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about a couple other games after this, but the biggest conference championship game where game day is going to be this week in the SEC is number 3 Georgia taking on number 9 Alabama down in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz
I believe so.
or Stadium, Arena, whatever it's called. The nice place.
In Atlanta.
Who are you taking?
I will first like to say, not that it was a crazy hot take or anything, but both of our teams that we had win in the SEC or in the championship game, I had Georgia, you had Alabama before the season started.
beginning of the year,
Yeah,
yeah.
before the season.
I'm not going to
even
mention
started.
I changed my opinion at all. I did not change my opinion at all throughout the season.
Yeah, from the beginning, before the season even started,
Although I should have been right.
I said Georgia was going to win the SEC. I've said it every week since then, and I'm keeping my pick this week. Georgia will win the SEC.
Not so fast, my friend.
guess
We're
not.
both sticking with our picks from the beginning of the year. I will be taking Alabama. Ty Simpson, to me, is the better quarterback in this matchup.
I agree there.
I think Alabama still defensively outweighs Georgia just a slight bit. They've been playing, I wouldn't say their best ball the last couple weeks, but when it comes to a Georgia and Alabama game, these games are just different.
Yeah. It means something to me, man.
Yeah. I think this year it's really going to come down to the quarterback play because both defenses are so good, and I give that edge to Ty Simpson. And I think you would too. I'm a little bit interested to know why you're taking Georgia.
I agree that Ty Simpson, of the two quarterbacks, is the better quarterbacks, obviously. Over the last couple of weeks, and I'm still a Ty Simpson guy. I don't want it to sound like I'm a Ty Simpson doubter or hater. To me, he is still clearly a top 5, even top 3 NFL pick in the upcoming draft. I really do like Ty Simpson. The last couple of weeks, he has shown more tendencies than usual of making the wrong decision or certain mistakes and inaccuracies. I think Georgia's defense is the perfect defense to really enhance those mistakes, have him second-guess himself, have him see things he's not really seeing, and bring some pressure to him, have him rush his decisions. And that's really what it's going to come down to with me.
Those are great points. I think this is the game that's going to catapult him coming into the draft season. Mm-hmm. People are going to look back at the Georgia-Alabama game and see that Ty Simpson is a true NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
We've been saying it for a couple weeks, as you've seen on our previous draft videos we've done the last couple weeks. Both big Ty Simpson guys. Yeah. I think he gets it done against Georgia. I'm taking Alabama to win the SEC.
All right. And look, just like the Big 12 and Big 10 championship games, I see a scenario where Alabama wins this.
Throw in the ACC. I can see both teams winning those games.
Yeah,
but we just don't really care.
It's two very talented teams. It's two very well-coached teams. I just think the experience of one in Georgia will outplay and maintain a lead against Alabama.
It's fair.
But yeah, those are our conference championship games for the P4 schools.
Yeah, and then the last couple games we want to talk about is going to be that at-large bid. We've kind of talked about it a little bit with the ACC game. It's going to be North Texas and taking on Tulane, and then JMU taking on Troy. If JMU wins, North Texas loses, JMU's in. Mm-hmm. North Texas wins, JMU loses, North Texas is in. They both lose, Tulane's in. Yep. If they both win, that's where things get a little tricky, and it's going to come down to the committee.
Yeah.
Now, let's say they both win. Duke wins. I think both those teams are in. Duke is out. That's my opinion. If both teams win and UVA wins, my opinion, I'm putting in North Texas. Mm-hmm. I think that Atlantic or the American is a tougher conference than the Sun Belt. No shade toward the Sun Belt, but
very good conference.
The American has been the better conference this year. I mean, no shade against Troy. Troy was not a good team this year, and they're walking into the Sun Belt Championship.
If it wasn't for, and I know you could say this about other conferences, if it wasn't for a East and West divide, Troy would not be in the conference championship game.
There are about 3 other teams that should be in it over them.
There's legit like 3 teams in the East of the Sun Belt that are better than Troy.
So I'm interested to see what your thoughts on some of these outcomes are.
Just on how I think the committee runs things, I think it will come down to what they call style points, really. If we say both North Texas and JMU win, I think at that point it comes down to how did these teams win their conference championship games?
Yeah.
Did they look bad and win? Did they barely scrape by, or did they fully dominate from start to end and just bulldoze their way to a championship game? I think then and only then will the committee look at both these teams and decide which one they would rather put in. If I had to bet, let's just assume they both play pretty evenly compared to each other in the conference championship games. I think they might. I'm flip-flopping. I was going to say JMU. I think they'll probably give it to North Texas. Just because they're ranked higher. They've been ranked longer. I think
playing the tougher conference.
Yeah, I think at that point they would give it to North Texas. if both teams play similarly to each other in the conference championship games.
Assuming they both win.
Yes, assuming they both win. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'll be honest, as long as North Texas wins, to me at least, I feel like they get in over
And I think
JMU.
that's fair.
Unless JMU, I mean, again, no shade at Troy. ODU beat Troy like 36-0.
Yeah.
So I could very easily...
And ODU's not the only team.
I could very easily
destroy
see
Troy this year.
JMU just destroy Troy.
Yeah. And honestly, that's my prediction. If we would have done a Sunbelt prediction, my prediction would have been JMU, and it wouldn't have been close.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah. That's where it gets tricky, though, for me.
It does.
Because if JMU blows out Troy, North Texas goes down to the wire with Tulane. But again, I think you have to consider if JMU were playing Troy, the game to me would be a lot closer.
Yeah.
If you put North Texas against Troy, I think they blow them out as well. So I think at this point, to me, North Texas just is the better team and should be in, as assuming they win. If they lose, all bets are off. Put JMU in the game. But North Texas wins and JMU wins. I'm still under the assumption it's going to be North Texas. If you're JMU, you better hope Duke wins and just hope that they like you better than Duke.
I can never remember when it officially comes out and stuff. After the conference games, do they then come out with the official bracket of the playoffs? So
That's Sunday night.
So it will be this
The
upcoming
next day.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Nice. So we'll know very soon
Yep.
what this is going to look like.
And I think, like we've talked about all video, especially at the beginning, I think there's a real possibility we don't see a Power 4 conference winner make the playoff. How crazy that sounds? Probably sounds absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But there is a legit chance.
There's a scenario. This is the best part of the season where it's just all hypotheticals and scenarios of if this team wins, what happens here, but then if they win and all this stuff.
Because let's say
there
there is still, and I'm not saying if Duke wins, there's no scenario for them to get in.
Mm-hmm.
If Duke wins, and let's say North Texas loses to Tulane,
Yeah.
I think Duke's in.
Mm-hmm.
I would put them in over Tulane for the most part. Unless Tulane dominates North Texas, then we got to rethink everything.
Is it Tulane's ranked right now, right?
I think they're
So-
all three of those teams that we talked
so
about,
at
other
least
than Troy.
Tulane could hang their hat on. If, let's say, they do win and Duke wins, at least Tulane could hang their hat on, wait a minute, we are ranked and they are not.
Yeah.
And we just beat another ranked team.
Do we know if Summerall's coaching in that game?
I think he was. I think the only
I want to
coach-
say he was in Florida already.
Yeah, but from what I can remember, I think they're allowing him to coach because, like, no disrespect to Tulane,
Yeah.
but you're not exactly recruiting the same.
You might need him in this game.
You're not exactly recruiting the same players. It's not a Ole Miss and LSU situation. Speaking of,
Yeah. Well, before you get to that,
Sure.
same thing with North Texas, though, because they lost their head coach. He's going to
Yeah.
Oklahoma State.
I know for a fact
He
he
is coaching.
Yeah, I know that
but I
for a
haven't
fact.
seen any videos of him at Oklahoma State yet. I've seen videos
Yeah.
of Summerall in Florida.
I think it's the same thing with Summerall in Florida. With the same thing with North Texas and Oklahoma State. You're not again, no disrespect. You're not exactly recruiting the same players necessarily.
you kind of need this win.
Yeah, exactly. So in this there you do allow the coaches to stay with the team and coach for the conference championship game.
But yes, bring up your point that you were about to make.
I am sure people are tired of talking about this and hearing this, or maybe you're not and you're still amused by it. I would like to know your opinion on this whole Lane Kiffin saga, especially being guys that worked in the industry and kind of know the ins and outs a little bit more of what might go into a coaching decision like this, and just how it affects not just the coach but everything around a program and families and school and money and all these different things that not everyone really thinks about when it comes to a decision like this.
So first of all, for anyone that thought that he was staying, I don't know what you
be
were
honest.
watching.
I knew
because
he was gonna
after
leave.
that game in the Egg Bowl, they played Mississippi State, right?
Yes.
The way that he talked during his post-game interview, none of that interview made me say, oh, there's a chance he's staying. He was basically already saying in that interview, yeah, it was pretty fun working here. Like, I got a lot of decisions to make. If he was staying at Ole Miss, after that game, he'd be like, yeah, I'm going to be the head coach of Ole Miss next
year. If
he
wasn't entertaining LSU or
that would have been shut down.
Honestly, was leaning more towards staying at Ole Miss. Weeks ago,
those
he
rumors
would have
been shut down.
I'm
the head coach of Ole Miss.
I am not even saying I'm not considering. He would have at least addressed like, hey, I'm not worried about that. I am the coach of Ole Miss.
Not once.
No.
He wanted this to be about him.
Yeah.
And he got it. It was about him.
I wish I remember who said this, but they brought up a very good point. I don't remember where I heard it or anything, but it was along the lines of, if you're an Ole Miss fan and you didn't see this coming, I don't know who you think you are, who you're fooling. He's done this before. Yeah. He has showed you many times who
when
he is.
When he's done with a program.
When you signed him to be your next head coach, it should have been with the understanding of he is still the villain. Like, that's exactly who Lane Kiffin is. He's the bad boy of college football. And it's weird saying that. Mm-hmm. But he is, like, the bad boy of college football.
And I know this is at a different level. And this was back when we were in Conference USA. But Lane Kiffin kind of had a spiral and had to go down to Florida Atlantic and be the head coach down there for a couple of years. I have a Lane Kiffin story that I completely forgot about until this moment. Mm-hmm. We were playing them in, like, 2020. Or 20 no, we didn't play 2020. It was 2019. They were beating us by like 50 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The game's over. There's like 4 minutes left in the game. They have the ball. All they got to do is run the ball. The clock starts to run down, like the play clock, and it gets down to like 3 seconds, and they have to call timeout because the quarterback didn't hear the play call. Lane Kiffin had a hissy fit. Threw all of his papers into the air, literally all of them. None of them were stapled together, nothing. They all go flying into the air all over the field. They're up 50 points.
In the fourth quarter.
Who cares that you had to call timeout? It made me so mad. Because all of his assistants had to run out onto the field, stop the game, go pick up all of his papers.
All the interns are just sprinting onto the field.
Like, how you are just... I don't know who you think you are, and obviously a lot of people think you are the guy.
Yeah.
And you've shown you are a good coach.
Yeah, you are a good coach.
I don't want to work for you, though. Would never want to work for you. I wish you all the best of luck in LSU. You're just not my cup of tea.
Did you hear his opening press conference?
Yeah.
What a load. I can't say, like... You're not gaslighting me.
You're not fooling us,
buddy.
You're
not gaslighting me, dude. I don't know what my contract is. I know what your contract is. I definitely know you know what your contract is.
If we know what it is.
You know what it is.
You knew what it was a week ago.
I prayed about it a lot. I thought about it hard. No, you didn't. You knew what you were doing.
I got here. I was riding on the bus, and hopefully I didn't know if I made the right decision or not. And then I got off the plane, and I saw these LSU fans screaming, and I was like, yep, I made the right decision.
You aren't fooling a soul. If you believe a word this dude is saying, you clearly don't know who you are dealing with. I don't believe a word he said in that.
I just want LSU fans to know this right now. Be hard on him.
Yes.
Like, don't give him the benefit of the doubt.
No.
He chose to come to LSU because he felt like the recruiting could be better and that it's really just a better program. If he takes that Brian Kelly route of being mediocre, don't give him the benefit of the doubt. And I know you guys probably won't, but you're in the honeymoon part
They're
right
on
now.
Cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, you guys got the guy that everybody wanted.
You got the highest rated coach that was available in this cycle.
You got your guy and the guy of the cycle. So should it work out? Yes, he's a good coach.
He is.
But I definitely could see this not working out.
Absolutely. Now that kind of follows up my other question I had for you. If you were Lane Kiffin, would you have gone?
So the weirdest thing to me that it just doesn't make sense. What made him think, like, oh, LSU is in a better spot?
I'm assuming it has to do with NIL money.
I understand that, but why not just stay at the school that you have ranked number 9 in the country right now? LSU's not ranked.
Yeah.
And are kind of spiraling. And I know they're bringing you in there to fix all of that.
Yeah.
But you already have something good, so why are you changing it? And I get the fact that, like, you want to move up. But you know who doesn't care about that at all and is having more success than you at any point that you've had in your career? Kurt Signetti. Penn State's job opens up. That's the first name everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving Indiana. Why would I leave Indiana? I have something good here. You're doing the same thing at Ole Miss right now. Keep that going. I understand that LSU is the big name and everyone really likes that one way more. And if you make Ole Miss good, though, like, that could become what Ole Miss. Indiana is a big name now. Like, people are looking at Indiana as like, oh yeah, it's a football school again. So to me, I would have stayed. It kind of is just very arrogant, in my opinion. As like, I understand that like you're going to get more money. But I feel like Ole Miss would have matched any contract that you were going to sign anyway.
They did say whatever LSU offered with contract-wise for him, they were going to match.
So it
really came down to NIL money.
And I really think it might have just come down to that, like you said earlier, that's the Lane Kiffin cycle.
Yeah.
He has a cycle when he is in the coaching staff. He's there for a couple of years, builds the team up, moves on to the next one. He can never stay there long enough to build a dynasty.
Yeah.
And that's where I would be nervous if I were an LSU fan, because as soon as you guys are built up, that Alabama job comes calling, he's going to Alabama.
An Alabama job. I mean, I'm not saying this will happen. I'm not saying he should take it if it comes. But money talks, prestige talks. Let's say he does well, an NFL team comes calling.
Now that's where I disagree. I don't. Like,
I'm not saying he necessarily would, but Lane Kiffin being Lane Kiffin,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll be completely honest with you. I fully was under the assumption he was going to be the Giants' next head coach.
Really,
that made too much sense. You had Jackson.
Lane Kiffin?
You had Jackson Dart there.
Yeah,
that's his boy.
That's his guy.
That's his baby. Yeah. And he's turned that down to go to LSU. I think if any point that he was going to go to the NFL, it would be right now. Because I'm sure the Giants called. I'm sure they did. They had to have. Because I don't know. First of all, you didn't even know until probably a month ago that he was even considering leaving. And then when all that stuff came out, LSU was like, oh, we're interested. Florida, we're interested. I'm assuming the Giants were
like, I know it was a while ago, but he was just such a bad NFL coach.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know if he even wants to go that route.
And I'm not saying that either.
And I feel like if the opportunity were to happen, it would have been right now, because he's in the opportunity to leave, and he would get to go coach in the NFL with his old college quarterback.
I'm not saying it will or would happen either. I'm simply saying, knowing Lane Kiffin, knowing how he operates and how his brain is wired, all I'm saying is I would not be surprised if he gets LSU to be a top 10 team in 5 years from now.
I don't think it's going to be that long. I think they're going to be there pretty quickly.
And he just, yes, I agree, but I'm saying like in 5 years is 3 straight years of top SEC titles and whatever it may be. I would not be surprised if just like here, like getting ready for another college football season, oh wait, an NFL team is calling. It's time for me to kind of get, I'm not saying it will happen.
I can see that, but I think it's going to be a Georgia or a Bama calling at that point. And
do you think he will leave? And this is such a dumb hypothetical just because, like...
He would go to Georgia or Alabama.
And I'm not saying he won't. I'm not saying...
Would you?
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't have left Ole Miss.
Yeah, neither would have I. But knowing who Lane Kiffin is,
then yes,
has the ties to being at Alabama already. You imagine...
let me know if this makes sense. To me, the gap between Ole Miss and LSU is a lot bigger than the gap from LSU to a Georgia or an Alabama.
No, I don't. Ole Miss is better.
Right now, yes, but when it comes to like prestige and NIL money, that's all I'm saying.
Yes, Indiana. Like
yes, but that goes back to like we wouldn't have left, which I'm not surprised that you said you wouldn't have left.
Yeah, but
I am surprised that I'm agreeing with everything you were saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, just think about what you just said. The gap is bigger between Ole Miss and LSU. Yeah. Is the gap bigger between LSU and Alabama? It's not that big of a gap, but it's a gap.
Yeah.
He would leave.
Yeah, like when you put it like that, yeah, I guess so.
He always wants to have the best opportunity, best job.
Which, and again, this is dumb because he already took the job.
Yeah.
He already took the job. But that's not always the best answer.
No.
And you know that. I know that. I feel like a lot of people watch and know that.
When it really comes down to it, it really just, to me, this whole thing, he wanted it to be about him.
Yes, 1,000%.
And when it came down to it,
anyone,
he is getting the most money possible.
Yes. And what just infuriates me the most is this isn't just a Lane Kiffin thing, because this has happened with other coaches. And we know about this because we were in it. Coaches just preach the team, the team, the team. No matter what, the only focus is the team. And I hate that we have those standards for the players. But the moment something like this
opportunity
opens up for a coach, it's, oh, well, I never... Yeah, y'all do that. I'm going to do me.
I'm telling you what to do. I can do whatever I want.
That's not fair. That's not cool. To me, you cannot do that. And at least to me, again, I'm not in this situation, so I don't know.
Do you remember Pierce Corn? He was the tight end for Ole Miss a couple years ago.
Yes, I think so.
He tweeted something and was like, basically bashing Lane Kiffin.
Yes.
Saying like I don't know why no one else is furious about this.
Like, I was literally about to say.
Ole Miss was 11-1 this year.
Yes. Which I don't. That's why I would have stayed.
If they would have had a little bit of a down year and had like 8 wins,
that's different.
And then it was like, oh, okay, LSU wants me to coach.
Then
sure.
That's different.
You have 11 wins. You are building this program,
and
to me, he doesn't care about what the program and how you're building it.
Forget the program. You built this, dude.
Yeah.
It's like building a mansion, and all you have to do left is just finish the details. You have a very good shot. I don't know about. I mean, maybe you can win it all, but you have a very good shot to make a deep run. You could make a run.
Yeah.
And you
leave it to go to another mansion.
You left it to go to a single level home.
Yeah.
LSU's damage. Like, you can build it to be better.
So that's what
LSU
is what happened.
Ole Miss right now.
Literally, look at the track record. FAU was nothing. Goes there, builds them into a mansion. The mansion's almost done. We're moving them. We're going down to be the offense coordinator at Alabama or wherever he went after that. Went down there.
No, that was all before FAU.
Was it? So he went straight to...
The biggest thing with him, the closest thing he did to what happened this week, was him leaving Tennessee in the middle of the night to go be the head coach of USC. He literally did this exact same thing years ago when he left Tennessee to go be the head coach at USC. And it, like, back to the analogy I was making, like, you just built this mansion, dude. All you have to do is just finish the detail in the living room and in the bedroom.
Go get the garden all set
up.
Go
clean the pool. Like, you're almost there. And then you said, well, we could just bulldoze this. Let me go fix this single level home right here. No, dude, finish the mansion. We put in all this work. Finish the mansion. And back to what I was going to say before that, like, again, I was never in this scenario, so I'm not saying this is how it should be. I'm just saying from my point of view, if I were a 4 or 5 star and LSU was offering me, Lane Kiffin was offering me, or even when it was Brian Kelly, the way he left Notre Dame, I would never commit to you.
No.
Seeing how you treated your last team. Because in the back of my head, I know you could do that to me.
But guess what?
What?
This is the whole reason he left them.
Yeah.
It's so that he can do that.
Yeah.
But now he can be like, you don't want $2 million though? That's what.
Like, and again, I was never in that position, so I know I can't really judge. But to me, I would have said no. I'll get my 1.5 somewhere else because at least I know that's a $1.5 million of loyalty. Than
you paused
$2 million.
But I'll give you 2.
I'm not. I'm leaning.
That's $500,000 as a 17-year-old kid.
I get that, and again, I understand. I was never in that position. I am acknowledging. Would my answer be different if I was actually in there?
If you saw the check in your... Yeah.
Maybe. I'm simply saying, me with my brain now, working a simple 9 to 5, living a very normal life, if I were presented that opportunity to go play for a coach like a Lane Kiffin or a Brian Kelly, I wouldn't say no amount of money, but relative to what the market is now, I would say no simply on how I saw you leave your last guys.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's take it however you want.
Yes.
It's very opinionated. We both have opinions about it.
For the most part, I see a lot of people agreeing with what we've said.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. I can't understand for the life of me how any Ole Miss fans thought there was a sliver of hope that he was staying.
I knew the moment his name was even mentioned.
Because like we had talked about.
If they offered to him, he's going.
There was no mention of his name whatsoever about him even considering leaving.
The moment
and then LSU's opens up, and it's like, oh.
The moment his name was mentioned, I automatically knew if they offered to him, he's leaving.
Yeah. Well, and then the fact, I know I don't want to keep dragging this on, but the fact that it was like, oh, Florida and LSU were both interested.
Yeah.
That's who he is. He wants everybody
he's an attention
to
whore.
be like, oh, they both want me.
He's an
Ole
attention
Miss
whore.
still wants me. Let's see. I'm going to drag this out as long as possible and see which school's going to get me.
You know what's going to be.
You knew you didn't want to go to Florida. You knew it. You just wanted the attention.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if LSU dropped his name from the coach's search and Florida stayed in. I think he still will love Ole Miss for Florida.
I don't know.
Just because I think he thrives off of that being the villain.
The next guy.
Yes. Yeah. I think he thrives off of that. So I think regardless,
and the change of scenery and whatever.
Yeah, I think he still would have gone to Florida even if LSU dropped.
Let us know what you think. What do you think he would have gone to Florida? Do you think he made the right decision? Should he have stayed at Ole Miss?
Was it a good decision? Should he have gone to LSU? You know what's going to be absolute cinema next year? I heard this. I should double check this before I even say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm pretty sure LSU goes to Ole Miss next year. Cinema. Nothing is making me not watch
that game.
That pregame all the way to the postgame.
Yep.
I will not miss that entire.
Have they talked about it all? Like who they're going to be going after? I think they're just promoting, right?
They promoted the DC. I thought they would give him the interim tag. He's
head coach.
They pulled the Marcus Freeman on him. Yeah.
He is a good coach.
Yeah.
I liked him.
And it's very similar to Notre Dame because the players' reactions to when they found out Marcus Freeman got hired was very similar to the reaction when Ole Miss found out Golden was being promoted.
So that's the funniest part to me is that if you know you're leaving, you are doing all your power to be able to keep the staff that you have currently because you have a lot of trust in those guys. And I want to say there's been multiple guys on that staff that have said, no, we're staying.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you right there and then maybe he's not the best guy to work for.
And again, this is dragging on longer than I thought it would. But it's
a very interesting conversation.
It is, because nothing has happened like this quite to this extent.
No, with this big of a school.
Yeah, and it's not just that, like, if you have left Ole Miss for Penn State, that's one thing. You're going to the rivals.
Yeah.
That's what makes it worse. But I was going to say, like, again, I've never been in this situation. I can only judge it off of how I am now. If I were Lane Kiffin and LSU offered me, I would have said, if you want me that bad, you're going to have to wait until whenever my season ends.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about this
part.
And
then, like, I was like, whenever my season ends, if you're still willing to offer me whatever, then we could talk.
Yeah.
I'm not talking until my season ends.
And the whole thing with him being like, oh, well, I asked them if I could coach them, and they said no. No, that's not how that works. That's not
how this works, dude.
You don't even entertain the thought of leaving if you're not going to do it. At a high school, we've talked about a couple of the other coaches, and North Texas's coach is going to Oklahoma State. That's different. Oh, North Texas needs to win.
You're not in the same conference. You're not recruiting the same players.
Look at the JMU coach with Chesney.
Yeah.
They've basically said going to be the next coach at UCLA.
I'm sorry, UCLA and JMU are not recruiting the same people.
No,
like, I'm sorry.
He himself has been like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm going there, maybe I'm not. He hasn't even said I'm taking this job.
Yeah,
he wants to coach JMU. Yes. Like, there's just a different level of mentality behind some of these coaches, and for him, it's all about himself.
Yes, and that's all. All I was saying was, if I were in that position, I would say, if you truly want me that bad, wait till my season ends. If you move on to another guy, I understand. Like, I know you don't run on my time. I get that. But if I truly am your guy, you're going to have to wait till my season ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So if you stuck through all of that, we really appreciate you. You are awesome. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, comment literally about anything that we talked about. any of the conference championship games, the whole Lane Kiffin fiasco, the G5 situation, which schools
Who's
get
making
in or
it?
out.
Yeah, who's
exactly.
making it?
Let us know. Comment what you agree with, disagree with. Comment any type of videos you would like
Should
us
the
to
ACC
make.
disband?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Is the ACC even a thing in like 3 years?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
See ya.